those of you who don't know me, my name is Dave Merzen, and I'm one of 3 state representatives in Escambia County. I have the pleasure of representing Pensacola Beach, Perdido Key, the west side along the Alabama line, and the 9 Mile Road area. Sometimes the 9 Mile Road area is really exciting, and now the beaches, unfortunately, are really exciting. I would tell you that almost every day, it's either one or the other, or both. Lots of stuff going on, as you know, with the oil spill. A little bit of background. I got here in 1978. My dad was in the Navy. He was 52 when I was born. He retired as a Navy captain out of Great Lakes. Had a heart attack. Had to come down here. Well, he chose Florida, and Pensacola specifically, because of the Navy hospital. Back then, it was either Pensacola or St. Petersburg. We went down to St. Petersburg, and it was already overcrowded. They were already having issues like water and access to fresh water down there. So we decided Pensacola was the place. So I went to Tate High School. I graduated in 1980. I went to Pensacola Junior College. I went to the University of West Florida. Didn't go off to a fancy school, and I worked my way through school. It took me several years, above the 4-year plan. But I got out without owing anybody any money and without any student loans that I had to pay off. Been a little bit of a political science person for a long time. I've worked on political campaigns. When I was a student at the University of West Florida, I volunteered my time at an event just like this for this guy named Buck Lee. And Buck was running for county commission in Escambia County back then. And I needed college credit. So I went to Buck and I said, I got a deal for you. I'll work as long as you want me to work in exchange for some college credit. And the University of West Florida gave me 6 hours worth of college credit. We're working on his campaign about 40 plus hours a week. And that's how I got to meet Buck and get an entrance into the political world. I went to work at the tax collector's office, Matt Langley Bell. I was a deputy tax collector. Didn't have a lot of fun there. Imagine going out to businesses saying, either pay us your money or we're going to take your stuff and we're going to put it in a van and we're going to sell it. Okay? That's literally what I had to do. My partner was Pete Bruno. If you know the Bruno family, they're all they're thin people, and he got to be the good cop. I got to be the guy to say, okay, we got the van out here, we're going to put your stuff. So I went on and I was also involved in campaigns. I ran into this guy named Jeff Miller. And Jeff was running for state rep in House District 1 at that time. Volunteered some time on his campaign. He said, come be my legislative assistant. So I went to Tallahassee in 1998 and learned that system. Then he had the crazy idea to go to Washington, D.C. And having been up to Washington, D.C., it's a great place to be if that's where you want to be. But having been there with my dad as a duty station, that wasn't the place for me. Wasn't my thing. Luckily, Jerry Nagarden had an opening in his office, and I went to work for him as his legislative assistant and ran for his open seat in 2002. Been subsequently elected ever since. Term limiting out of the Florida House this year. Escambia County is kind of unique. We're next to Alabama, and we have some challenges because of that. We have some economic development challenges specific to this area. If you're looking to relocate businesses in Florida from a statewide perspective, what I've learned is it doesn't matter Tampa or Orlando. You know, the kids can go to Disney World, Universal Studios every weekend. The employees of all those companies, where you can enjoy the beautiful beaches of Clearwater. You know, you can go to the arts community of West Palm Beach. But up here, it's us versus the economic incentives and the checkbook of Alabama, both on the west and to the north of us. And that puts us in a particularly interesting challenge. We also have some growth management challenges here in Escambia County. We've got a focus we want to grow on Perdido Key, and we also want to grow in the north end. The state of Florida likes you to focus on one place to grow, and we're going to have another governor. Whoever the next governor is, hopefully we'll get a new secretary of the Department of Community Affairs who might understand multifaceted growth in the county. We might have a better chance. That opportunity is coming. And that's about 5 minutes worth of stuff. I've told you a little bit of basics. I'm sure we're going to answer questions in a few minutes. Thanks.
Karen Sendell and give her 5 to 10 minutes, whatever you like.
Good evening. I'm very grateful that you're here. Let me know if you can hear me because I'm not sure if the mic was working earlier. I think we're actually missing a few people tonight, including my husband, because he's stuck at home due to the fact that all the roads are blocked. So for those of you who made it, we're very grateful you're here tonight. My name is Karen Sendell. I'm running for County Commission District 2, and the reason I'm running is because a lot of the citizens in my district have actually come to me and asked me to run. So let me give you the little brief history about me. I moved to Pensacola in 1980 after graduating from Huntington College. I had spent most of my youth growing up here, as many times as my parents would put us in a car, drive us here on the weekends, either to Pensacola Beach or over to Perdido Key. I started off my career like a lot of people in this community at Sacred Heart Hospital. A few years later, I married a Navy boy. Took me away for about 3 years, and then we, thanks to the Navy, got sent back. And then I continued my career here at Gulf Power while I went to graduate school at UWF. From there, I became a troubleshooter. I worked with not-for-profit organizations and small businesses for up until currently, because I am still currently employed. And I'm a problem solver, someone who worked with Junior Achievement, March of Dimes, and went in and helped make them a stronger community presence. I, as many of you, have spent a lot of my time in this community doing service. I co-authored the first Healthy Start grant that was issued in the state of Florida. I've worked with Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. Currently work with the Pink Ribbon Tennis Tournament, which provides mammograms for uninsured women in Escambia County. I've worked with the American Cancer Society and quite a few other organizations throughout the community. So my service here has been ongoing. I've also had the benefit of being an appointed volunteer to the Escambia County Planning Board for the last 8 years, a position that I actually resigned from in order to run for office. I served under 4 county commissioners and had the benefit of serving under Commissioner Valentino. So I'm not without experience. I know how government should work and does work in this community. I've worked with growth management issues. Spent the last 3 years actually working on the comprehensive plan and trying to position Escambia County to move forward in smart growth and in planned growth. One of my bigger concerns in District 2 is public safety. Government's #1 responsibility to its citizens is public safety. And in Escambia County right now, in District 2, we have a lot of concerns regarding crime. We have a lot of concerns in that district regarding high illiteracy rates, poverty. District 2 is a little bit like the UN of Escambia County. There are 1,000 neighborhoods, and they all have very different problems. We have Perdido Key with its beautiful condos and its really nice tax base. We have areas like where I live, some areas of Warrington are not quite so fortunate. District 2 covers part of downtown Pensacola, Myrtle Grove, a lot of the west side. It's a big district. And we know it's big because we have actually been walking door to door in this district since January. And we've had the benefit of meeting a lot of the citizens. And I will tell you that economic development is a concern to citizens in District 2. They do want to see better jobs, more jobs, better paying jobs. But public safety is their #1 concern. I serve on the Board of Crime Stoppers. I'm a big advocate of working hand in hand with the Sheriff's Department to continue to get our neighborhoods involved in neighborhood watch programs and Crime Stopper programs. I think that being a county commissioner, when it comes to issues like economic development, the job of a county commissioner is to work to make this the best product. So it makes it a lot easier to encourage people to want to move here and enjoy what I constantly am fascinated by, the fact that people will work 50 long weeks to come spend 2 weeks here in paradise, and we have the benefit of living here. We have a lot of challenges throughout the whole county. District 2 has its fair share. The oil disaster is something that no one saw coming, and you have to commend all of the county officials and staff for everything they're trying to do to move us in a forward direction on that. But here I am in front of you. It's my first time to actually run for office. It's been a phenomenal experience, walking door to door, meeting the citizens, talking to them, getting to hear what everyone's concerns are. I appreciate this opportunity tonight. I look forward to the primary on August 24th, and I look forward to your questions later.